Got less than 10 minutes. Ew. You're muted.
That's actually perfect timing. So that's perfect. Minutes, we should be able to get everything in and out.
Good afternoon.
Hello, hello, hello. He's on 2.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you guys talking to me?
What?
Like,
Yes.
how are you? Was that to me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm fine.
It wasn't to us. We've been on this call for about an hour and 10 minutes now.
I know, but they're down here suffering in the cold.
Anyway, so we just got off the phone with the school and everything, like I told you. So we have a little plan in place. We're figuring some things out in reference to Princeton House and it being in Morristown specifically. The school said it could help in getting you placement for education after the fact. Also with, you know, your current school and hopefully them being able to provide some type of eval is the technical term that everyone likes to use, but pretty much an update about how you are in school pretty much and how you interact with your peers and with your teachers and whatnot. That is the current plan. Whatever like that. That is the best case scenario plan. So that's what we have our fingers crossed for. To be honest, the worst case scenario plan is it's not Morristown Princeton House and they don't have openings, which means I will not be able to provide transportation, which means you will not have a step down piece in terms of that. And then at that point, we would be looking at other placement. Like in where you can speak to that, Kanifa, because I would be making stuff up on what I think it is.
So basically, worst case scenario would be a more of a community setting group home so that you can get your educational component. And I know you don't want to hear that. That's why we're hoping that Princeton House does agree. And it is the Morristown location. They did not can say 100% no if you had to go to a different Princeton House, but their specifics, they want you at the one in Morristown. Group home level would look like, better lack of words, home with other youth, but you are more in the community where Morristown, Maple Shade is able to get a follow-up on your community involvement and there's an evaluation on how you're interacting in the community on your own without one-on-one supervision, because where you're at now, they perceive that as more as like a lockdown facility. But this is worst case scenario. They view this more like a lockdown facility where you don't have as much freedom. So they believe some of your behaviors are kind of guarded because of that. So they want to see how you interact in the community. So we're still on worst case scenario. So worst case scenario would be if Luke were to submit the JCR for group home level. Group home level could be, okay, Grayson, you'll do 4 months here. Some of them are located right in Mount Holly. Some of them are located right in Willingboro. And because you'll be going to an alternative school in the public, in the community, you will go to that school for 4 months and then we'll be able to resubmit another formal evaluation or functional assessment to Maple Shade so that then they can say, Grayson, you can discharge from here and this school right here has accepted you. Their concerns are, again, they don't have any follow-ups regarding your fire setting, right? which we all know, and it's an unfortunate situation that some things don't stick with us forever, but follow us, and kind of make people assume we are one way that we are not. So in order for them to change that narrative in their words, they're just looking for someone to be able to represent you, that has worked with you directly in the educational component. So that's where we're at. But again, we have hopes that they will accept Princeton House. So let's also say that they will accept Princeton House. However, if you go to Princeton House, that's 8 weeks. So the expectations of those 8 weeks, you're like on a very thin line. Like so thin, you might not even see it then. To where if I believe, and I'm just being very direct from how they're speaking, one little hiccup will set you back so far. I'm talking, and it's sad that we put an expectation of that on you, but it's not that they're looking for perfection, but your line is so clear that if you even trip over it by accident, it may be a concern to them. And I'm just letting you know the extent of their concerns. Like that's how that's how farther on the line of I'm not sure. And we believe that in order for us to even believe in the team, just being honest, that they need a professional that's way up here to vouch for you. As the team, we're vouching for you, but they don't have enough evidence. So in order for them to get that evidence, that would have to come from you, Grace. And we've done everything that we could verbally, you know. We're also hoping, so we are hoping that with hopes that Lambertville can create a formal evaluation that we can submit to them to even see if the schools can rethink you now before even discharge. So we were thinking of some extra strategies to put in place so that the worst case scenario does not happen. So even if we can get that component, we've asked them if they could push it back out again and see if, like, just saying 10, now 5 are saying, okay, this is good. Now, if we can have that in conjunction with Princeton House, she can come into our school at the 9th week. Did I lose you there with that one? Okay, you get what I'm saying? So we're doing our back end and we're trying to make sure the worst case scenario does not happen. However, you're being 16, 17, education is a priority. We can't opt out, and we have no wiggle room with education. You're not 18, you know, so we have to go with what's going to make you successful at the end. And, you know, employment are going to look for your high school diploma, all these other places are. And I'm also going to, even if you are in an alternative school, hypothetically speaking, your junior and senior year, to even ask them, can you at least walk with Maple Shade? You still get to have your regular graduation. You can walk with them on the same day, and that would be your option. So we're trying to put a lot of different strategies in place. Again, like I said, so worst case scenario is not your experience. That's all I have. We probably have 4 minutes left. Boom.
Yeah, I just wanted to make you aware of that worst case scenario because your actions are very dependent on the best case scenario. So you need to get through this program good. I need you to not beat yourself up on things and put your best foot forward with going through these things, because I did ask Maple Shade and they specifically stated they want to see you consistently successful in a place that mirrors theirs. So in other words, that other